A voice broke the man's monotonous day after day labor. Someone was looking for Platt. After the sheriff repeatedly asked about Platt's home situation, he learned the man's real name was Solomon. Once he confirmed this was the person he had been searching for, he planned to take him away. Epps desperately tried to stop him, insisting that Platt was his slave property, but the sheriff completely shattered that delusion. Without hesitation, Platt rushed toward the carriage. It all started when Epps had hired a carpenter named Bass to build a house. In the sweltering heat, Epps expressed concern for Bass's well-being and told him to stop and rest. They began a conversation about laborers. During that exchange, Platt learned that Bass opposed slavery and firmly believed it would one day be abolished. In that moment, Platt felt a glimmer of hope for escape. When the two were alone, Platt cautiously shared his background and asked Bass to write a letter to his family. He revealed that he had not been born into slavery. On the contrary, he had once held a respectable job playing the violin and lived a happy life with his family, enjoying the same freedom and equality as white people in a northern city. All of that changed because of a single invitation. Two employees from a circus had asked him to perform, offering generous pay. Platt agreed and traveled with them to an estate in Washington, where the performances went smoothly. At the celebratory dinner afterward, the three drank together and Platt became intoxicated. When he woke up, he was in a cell, shackled with iron chains. The generous invitation and the promised pay had all been part of a carefully crafted deception. He was sold to a lumber camp as a slave. By chance, Platt discovered that the timber could be transported to the mill via waterways, which would save both time and money. The foreman kept making derogatory remarks about Platt's status, but the camp owner saw merit in the idea and agreed to try it. In the end, Platt proved the method worked. While everyone else cheered for him, the foreman sat sullen. After all, he was the camp's overseer from then on. The foreman constantly picked on Platt, using every excuse to humiliate him and even beat him. Platt, unwilling to submit, finally snapped and fought back, beating the man until he cried out in pain. He only stopped when another overseer arrived. The foreman left, spitting threats over his shoulder. Before Platt could recover from the encounter, the foreman returned with several men and strung him up from a tree. Platt had to stand on tiptoe just to catch a breath. Only when the camp owner returned was he finally cut down. Because of Platt's defiance, the camp owner sent him to another plantation, the only one willing to take a slave who had struck a white man. There, the work was picking cotton, and the owner, Epps, was a brutal tyrant. Any slave who disobeyed orders or failed to meet the daily quota of 500 pounds of cotton would be whipped and tortured. His cruelty was not only physical but also psychological. He would often get drunk in the middle of the night, rouse the slaves, and force them to play music and dance for his entertainment. In the end, with Bass's help, Platt finally returned to his long-lost home, where he was reunited with his wife and children. 12 years had passed since they last met. His children were now grown. Through tear-filled eyes, he managed only to say, "I'm sorry."